Hello to everybody watching today on Inside the Cougar Cavern. After many a reschedule, finally I had the opportunity to get to know Aaron Flores. So Aaron Flores, thanks for your time and your patience in my inability to keep a schedule. Why don't you introduce yourself?
How's it going? I'm Airman First Class Christian Nico Flores. I go by Nico. I'm currently like TDY working for the 70th ISRW Innovation. Normally I'm a 1 and 2 Charlie in the DOC flight.
Awesome. Where are you from?
I'm from Phoenix and Colorado, Denver to be exact.
Oh.
Normally I spend more time in Denver than I do in Phoenix, but my parents live in Phoenix now.
Ah, nice. My husband's from Colorado. Arizona, I don't think I've ever been to.
Don't go.
Okay, I won't. I heard Fort Huachuca is real great.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, great. I love being out in the middle of absolutely nowhere.
I'll add it to my list of places to avoid. All right. If you had a warning label, what would it say?
Oh gosh, that's a loaded question.
They all are. Every single one of them.
If I had a warning label, it'd probably be like, oh gosh, you know what? This is taking me a while to think about. Hold on. It's gonna be like a paragraph warning
That's
label. It's
okay.
gonna be huge. It's probably gonna be like, please don't talk to this person about like Steely Dan or like anything about music or at all. You know, maybe just don't talk to them for like a week and then see how they're doing and then go back in and talk to them. It's a really weird warning label. I don't know who to write it. But, it's very specific, but that's probably my warning label.
I would ask you why, but clearly you warned me not to ask you about some very specific details. Yeah. So we're going to go on to the next question. I'm not going to test this warning label. What's the most annoying question people seem to ask you regularly?
Probably if you had a warning label, what would it be?
Have you ever been asked that question before?
I've never been asked that question before. Okay, that's a very obscure and interesting question.
It doesn't count as regularly, so I'm not accepting that answer.
Regular. What's the most annoying question to get regular? How old are you? I get how old are you a lot. That's very annoying to me. Because I've had people say I'm like 25, and some people will say that you look like you're 16. I'm neither. I'm 20, so I'm pretty close between both of those. But that's probably the most annoying question. Or are you Harry Potter because of my glasses? I'm getting, are you Harry Potter? And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not Harry Potter. It's not a real person. Maybe Daniel Radcliffe, maybe, but.
Did you just tell me that Harry Potter's not a real person?
No, he's not. Daniel
You're crushing my entire life. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. I'm aware Harry Potter's not real. I didn't think Harry Potter when I saw you. So, and it didn't even occur to me to ask you how old you were. If I really wanted to know, I'd pull up the Alpha roster. So,
I'll send you my surf. I really don't care at this point. Yeah.
I agree. I'm not, age is a weird thing as an adult. Like, I feel like it's not even, I guess if you're really looking forward to being old enough to drink, then you're concerned, or your car insurance to go down. But birthdays are a funny thing, in my opinion, and keeping track of age when you're an adult. Like, I don't know.
Once I hit 21, I think I'm gonna be done with like birthdays or something, or even keeping track. I'm just gonna be like, I don't know, man. I'll give you my birthday, man.
I had a commander take my birthday away, so I'm not even sure how old I am anymore. That's a whole nother conversation. All right. Yeah, that's a separate interview. What is one responsibility that you really wish you didn't have?
Wow. One responsibility I really wish I didn't have was mandatory like 9-hour work days at sometimes. It's not because I don't know. I get that, like, you know, gainful employment sometimes. You work 9 to 5, super fun. There's a lot of days where I'm just sitting there like twiddling my thumbs or going over tutorials on YouTube over what I'm supposed to be doing next. But, you know, it'd be cool if maybe I've seen this on the floor too, where people are doing absolutely nothing. And that's, to me, borderline fraud, waste, and abuse. So like if we didn't have to have a mandatory gainful employment, that would make me so happy. It'd just be get your work done and go and work on yourself as a human being for a little bit.
Let
That'd
me
help a lot.
introduce you to the job of a first sergeant.
Yeah.
I don't have a certain time I have to be at work or leave work because I'm with you. Like,
Yeah.
I think flexibility is the key to air power. But yeah,
My God, if
being,
I heard that.
I know, right? Sitting at work just to sit at work seems like a waste for everyone. Like when you
Yeah.
can be doing, yeah, like you said, focusing on yourself, self-improvement, resting,
Mhm.
because there are some times where we have no problem asking people to stay longer than the 9 to 5. So I'm a firm believer in, you're an adult, get your work done. You know what works best for you.
Mhm.
You need to take some time off now, and then we know we'll get it back later at
Mhm.
some
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
So
There are people who their happiness and stuff depends on the things they do by themselves, and a lot of people don't get, at least in my generation, don't get happiness from meaningful work anymore. It's more about, because there's so much more stimulus. It's more about what can I do by myself and stuff, and at least at my age, doing college and things like that is very important too. And being at work and doing nothing and twiddling your thumbs doesn't help when you could be doing college work or something like that.
yeah, absolutely. So you're going to college now?
Yeah, I'm majoring in political science.
Nice. My husband just started this semester, and he is also majoring in political science.
It is fun.
He says so as well. I am majoring in psychology, so our definitions of fun are different. But that's awesome. And I'm with you. I've taken some extra time where I'm not doing anything but staring at a computer, waiting for another email to come in to shift to my other computer. Because luckily I'm able to telework occasionally, but I shift to my other computer and work on my college classes. So I'm glad you're focusing on yourself a bit. All right, last question, and I think the most important. If you could
Okay.
breed two animals together and defy the laws of nature, what new animal would you create?
Um. Wow, that's really good. Uh, my first animal, I'm gonna go with pygmy horse, like like those little tiny horses.
Mm-hmm.
Probably like a pygmy horse or like a miniature horse, and a rat. It'd be like a capybara, where you could like a child could ride it at this point. So that's my goal. It's like a rat that a child could ride, and it's also not like inherently violent. It would just be a cool rat that you could saddle up and ride.
I love it. I think that's fantastic. And there was a time in my life where I had a pet rat, and it was very lovely. And yeah, I think if it was dog sized for small humans or, yeah, like pony sized to ride, I'm with you.
I
We
would
should do
purchase one for
this.
my children. There's no doubt.
Oh,
I
my
remember
son would love it.
I saved a when I was buying something for my turtle or something, and I saw these guys at Petco trying to like feed, not trying to, but they're gonna feed like mice to like these snakes and stuff. And I asked them if I could purchase the mice, and they were like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Okay, can I get like 3 mice because they were all together?" And so I took the mice away from the ones I could purchase away from the snake, and I kept them alive in a tank, and they just recently passed away after like 5 years or something, which is really long.
Yeah.
Uh, and my grandma took care of them when I left the house, so she was really upset when they passed away. But they lived for way longer than a mouse should live. I was very happy.
They're super sweet
Oh, they're amazing. I mean, I got bit
and
like
smart.
7 times, but
This is when I was a young airman, and it was me. And before we started recording, I told you about my 1 and 2 Charlie roommate from Beale. Her and I
yeah.
each had a pet rat, and we used to take them to parties, and like it was like a parrot because they
Oh,
were
that's
so
so cool.
chill. Yeah, I was the
That's
weird.
so cool.
See, and I also started out telling you that I thought I was normal as I'm
That's like a
I'm
sick
recounting a
cosmetic that I
story.
would love to have on me at all times. A
And
cool rat that
yeah,
eats stuff.
she was white with little gray patches, but she'd just chill, and I just hand her a treat every once in a while, creep out people that didn't that didn't know me, and then yeah, my friends accepted me with all my weirdness.
That is so cool. I want to do that.
Yeah, you can. We just bought her at a regular pet store, but yeah, super smart animals. And if we can figure out how to get one large enough for us to ride, I think that would be even cooler. You could ride the rat while having also mini rat on shoulder.
We could weaponize them maybe at one point. I'm just saying in the future. If
Oh
anybody in the
man.
DoD wants to hit me up, I will find a way to weaponize these rats. It will cost you a lot of money, I promise, but I
You are
will find a way.
onto something. All right. And on that note, I think this is a perfect time to turn it over to you to pass on any words of wisdom or parting thoughts for the squadron or anyone else that may be watching.
Yeah, for the squadron, specifically maybe DOC, I guess. I know a lot of airmen that I talk to and stuff feel like it's a trap forever. There is ways out. We've had a lot of us make it out. You gotta search for the ways out and make sure that you're always up to date on these kinds of things and talking to your leadership constantly. And I know how scary it can be to talk to master sergeants or captains or things like that. But if you start small, it's just going to go higher and higher up. That's the literal initial value of E-4 Mafia is as long as all of you agree, something will happen. So be sure to talk to your fellow airmen and route it up your chain. If it really truly is a problem and if there really truly is something wrong, uh, I would encourage you to talk about it immediately. Even your first shirt, whoever that is, can do it. But yeah, that's my parting wisdom
That's awesome.
with you guys.
I appreciate that. And if you haven't had the chance, and I don't think you have yet since you're detailed out to another organization, but so anyone that's had the chance to hear from our new squadron commander, one of her absolute passions and mine as well is hearing what airmen have to say. Because one thing that we realize is, I think it's funny calling myself old, and I don't want to call her old because she doesn't seem it. But one thing that those of us that are up in years in the military and life in general can appreciate is just the vast amount of intelligence that comes with our young airmen, the creativity, the innovation, key buzzword innovation, and I'm sure you hear it all the time. But your guys' vision of the world is limitless, and you come in without 18 years of Air Force doctrine built into your head because this is how we've always done it. So we're ready to hear all of those ideas. The commander, this September, we're going to start up a Cougar tank where we hear, what issues airmen are having across the spectrum, mission, morale, whatever. We want to hear what you got to say. So yeah.
Yeah. And real quick on that,
Yeah.
So we've been hiring a bunch of people for our dev cell and stuff, and we were very skeptical at first when an E2 put in their resume for this thing, and we were interviewing lieutenants and captains and stuff like this, and we were like why would an E2, like, this guy's been on station for like 4 months, and he came into like an interview where it was very technical, and they had to like literally program stuff in front of us. And he came in and absolutely aced it. And we were very confused because there were lieutenants and captains and stuff who were stuck and who were very, I guess, embarrassed that they had no idea what to do next. And this E2 came in and finished everything. He's like, yeah, this is very easy for me. And so it really did change our worldview in like a split second. Like, oh my gosh, like, it doesn't really matter who you are. It just, you will have a great idea, and you probably do have a great idea, but you're holding on to it, and it'll come out eventually. But
Yep.
Push yourself to push that out there.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Like, there's no question that you're the generation of airmen we have coming in, and not generation age-wise, because we have airmen that come in, at 25, 26, 27 years old, and then some that come in 5 days after they turn 18, like I did. But the generation of our airmen that we have are way smarter, more educated, just awesome at everything when you compare them to my generation airmen that came in. We had one computer to share where you're growing up in a different world than we did. So Our opinion is best athlete policy. I don't care how many stripes or stars or bars you've got. If you're the best person for the job, if you've got the idea, the energy, and the motivation, then no one can tell you can't do it. So
True. Very true.
awesome. Well, I'm going to say goodbye now. And again,
Fine.
I really appreciate your time, your patience, and your interview. I had a blast. So I hope you have a good day.
Awesome. Thank you.